Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nico and I am a full-time eBay reseller. So I just wanted to run through some numbers with you. This is just more for my own doing. I had not run a lot of these numbers till this morning. I've been thinking about this for weeks and actually years, but then of course COVID happened. I am a full-time, I'm not a full-time nurse, but I have a nursing degree. I am a nurse and I've was working full-time during COVID. So all of these numbers about how to replace my nursing salary, I just kind of forgot about. I just went into nursing mode and helped out and did all that. But then when I went full time, my sales were pretty high, and I thought I wanted to match my nursing salary. So I am 53 years old, and my husband and I do want to have some kind of decent retirement. So it's already enough of a sacrifice not to have the 401k matching and the discount on the insurance and all of that. That's already enough to give up by not being a nurse. However, my life is just totally different when I'm not working night shifts and holidays and every weekend. And, the life of a nurse is wonderful. It's very rewarding. I never left feeling like I hadn't helped somebody or done something like that. However, the toll on your life and your body and all of that is a lot, especially if you live in a very small town where I do. Your choices are to be a rural nurse, and I have trouble saying that, but like in a rural area, there's shortages. You end up staying many, many hours past your shift because everybody's shorthanded. If one staff member is sick, truly sick, then everyone else has to make up for it. There is no nursing pool or a call-in pool where they just you call HR and they find somebody who's getting paid to kind of be on call. That does not exist where I live. So then I tried commuting in my career. I thought, well, I just can't live that life. I'm going to try to commute. And, kind of the same thing, because unless I commute 10 hours away, I'm still in a rural area. Unless I drive to Denver, which is about 3.5 hours, I'm still in a rural area. No matter where I go. And the bigger hospitals, as I get closer to Denver, get better and better as far as staffing, and they have an IV team and they have a wound care team. So your day is a little bit different, but then I'm commuting on icy roads and I'm still kind of gone. So, the number one option that seems to make common sense is, why don't you just move, but that's not an option. We have other reasons for being here. My husband is a pastor in the community and it's very important to him. And so, I'm fine with that. And I like nursing, but I did eBay before I became a nurse. And I did not become a nurse just out of discouragement or not being able to get the business going, but it was a segment of it, of why I went to nursing school. Now, I loved being a nurse and I loved nursing school, and it's so interesting. But I think that this is more the path that I'm supposed to be on, is reselling. So the problem is that I don't want to compromise my income though. And most months I don't. Many, many months out of the year, I sell equal to what I did as a nurse. But then there's some lack of consistency where some months, especially if I take time off, there is no paid time off, right? You have to earn your paid time off and put it in a savings account, or you have to have drafts ahead to be able to take those days off. Whereas as a nurse, every day I worked, I was chipping away and getting free days off. And that isn't the case. So I'm just trying to work out some of these problems and make my life look a lot more financially like it did when I was a nurse. And I'm willing to work more hours. I'm willing to work harder just to have the flexibility in my life. That is fine with me. I am actually willing to work more hours in reselling than I did as a nurse, just to have the flexibility, the sleep, and all of that. But let's go look at some of the numbers that I've been trying to deal with here, guys. So I'm going to try to, well, first I need to screen share, don't I? Okay, let's see. I think I have it on there, don't I? Okay, so I'm going to share. This is new to me. I'm just trying to get this. So I'm going to go over here to Google and I'm going to start over here. Okay, so this is the goal. Now, Right now, this is actually really low what I could be making as a nurse, especially if I wanted to travel, if I wanted to actually work for a travel agency. You know, I mean, they'll give you a $3,000 apartment, they'll give you all your food and expenses, plus your salary, plus, night shift differentials and all of that. So this is actually very low, to be honest. This is what I would make if I just decided, I could work 3 12-hour shifts a week. Most weeks it would be just 3 12-hour shifts, maybe an hour you stay late because someone fell or something. But most weeks it is fairly doable. But then it's those weeks when the other nurses can't work or whatever. And then you could have weeks and months on end where someone's sick or they can't hire enough people. And, COVID is an example. Things like that happen where, my life is 5 days a week or 18-hour days, especially if you add in a commute in the winter. So other than moving, which we've taken off the table, that's not an option right now. This is a very low projected number of what I would make if I just went back to nursing and said, forget all of this. So I want to at least match that. I don't mind. I'm not trying to match 130,000, which is what I could make if I traveled to some small town somewhere else who can't get nurses. If I was the traveling person who left this small town and went to some other small town, $130,000 in hotels and all of this travel expenses and stuff is not an exaggeration of what a traveling nurse can make. So I'm only trying to make the same base salary as if I lived here, so I can have a peaceful life, not be on the road, not all of that. Now I'm on the road for eBay, but that's different. That's my own choice, right? That's my own flexibility. So here are my choices. Now, this is where I have been since COVID. Now, before COVID, I've had all kinds of iterations of this business. I've been a full-time bookseller. We won't get into all that. I could, that would take a half hour to describe all the different types of eBay. I've done all the different types of things. But for the sake of this, I don't want to bore you to death. So this is where I've been kind of falling in. Only the problem is I'm not selling this many items. I've been between the $7 to $10 net. Now I'm going to show you what a $7 to $10 net is. I'm not talking about your sale, your item sale. I want to have in my pocket, after my virtual assistant, after my cost of goods, and after everything else, I want to actually have a $7 net before taxes. Like, you get this into your checkbook, then you have to pay your own taxes, but you do that as a nurse too. Like, they do take out taxes, even out of the 60K. I don't get the entire 60K. They send the taxes in for me, right? So this is where I've been falling in my net profit areas. But the problem is over here, I've only been last year for the 12-month period. Now I did help my mom, and there's a lot that goes into that. I was very busy helping her. So I did not work full time, even as anything. I didn't work full time in the business, but I only sold a little over 3,000 items. I think I'm at like 3,200 in sold items last year. So without having to help my mom and be gone, and I've talked about that in other videos, I can easily get up to 6,000 items this year because I'm home. I am not foreseeing any chaos in my life this year for once. And so I can easily do this. And many, many days when I am home here in my office, I list 30, 40, 50 items a day, a lot when I'm here. But then I do have that travel to go find my stuff. So it averages out to be way less than that because I'm taking some of those listings. Like today, I might even list 40, but I've got to schedule those out so I can be gone and go to the bins for 3 or 4 days in Denver. So this is very close to what I'm doing now. Only last year, I only sold a little over 3,000 items. So you can see that my income was not 60K net last year. And again, I did get reimbursed some for helping my mom. There were some things that, changed hands that her husband had owned and some things like that because her husband passed away and she knew that I was taking tons and tons of time off work. So she did try her best. Of course, I didn't want to ask for anything like that, but she did pay my way down there, and all of that. I didn't have any more expenses for helping her to move. So this is all fine. But this year, right now in 2023, from January to April, the end of April, because I just did this yesterday. I looked and I've only sold about 1,100 items. So I'm already short. I have 8 months left to make up 6,000 in sales, because these aren't the items that you have to list. This is your sales, right? So I probably need to list about 7,000, 8,000 more items for the year to make what I want to make up here, if I'm going to stay in the $7 to $10 net range. Now, many people do this. They go to the bins, they pay $1. They live closer, and then they just power out these listings, and then eventually they get a virtual assistant, or eventually they get staff, and then yes, they lose a little bit of the income per that, they lose a little bit of the net profit, but they're able to do 20,000 items a year. So this is a very doable way to do things. But for me, it's really hard, even with my virtual assistant, because of my travel to go get my items. So because I lose several days a week in travel time and shopping time, this is difficult. So what I'm trying to do now is to figure out how to get myself more in these two areas. And there's 100 different reasons to do that. I'm paying the same per item on the items that I'm selling for $70 and $80 as I am on the items that I end up selling for 10 net profit. I find them all together. I go to the bins and I grab all the good items I can. And then I just have always felt like I didn't have enough items. So then I'm compromising and I'm getting some of these items, which is great, but I'm paying the same price for all of these. So the question is, and the question that my husband and I are really talking about is, just don't come home unless it's these. You just stay until the items we need are these. And I've never done that before. I've gone and I've said, before I left, I've said, okay, I'm going to be gone 2 days. I'll see you on Friday. I'll be back. And that's fine. But then that means I end up taking some of these if the good stuff doesn't come out. So what we're considering doing now is saying, no, we don't decide how long you're going to be gone before you go. Or he comes with me a lot too, and so do other people. My son comes with me, and it's not like I'm just always up there alone. I meet my dad a lot in Denver. So it's not drudgery. I have a lot of family I see up there, so it's fine. But if I change around my thinking and say, when I have the 11 items per day, so that's over 70 a week, that's about 75 items per week. When I have accomplished this right here, then I turn around and come home. Now, the reason why is because if you look at the difference in the number of items that you need, when I am down here in this office, I am working almost as if I am a nurse. Sometimes I am putting in a 15-hour day because it takes so long for these to add up. And even with my virtual assistant, there's paperwork involved. There's, you got to clean your office, which obviously needs done over there. And, I've just decided that this is where I want to be, even if I have to double my shopping time, because 4,000 items is a huge difference between 8,000 items and even 6,000 items in the next 8 months. That's a huge difference, let alone if I could get myself here. So what I'm going to have to do, and that's why I'm starting a new series of studying the different brands and finding out how to get faster at sourcing these types of items. These items are out there. Every single one of us watching this video, if you're a reseller, you've had something that after all the fees, after all the cost of goods, after everything you paid your virtual assistant or whatever, you made $15 on. Lots of coats, lots of blazers, some higher end jeans. If you sell a pair of jeans for $60, you're going to at least net 15 to 20. So all of us do this every day. It's just that we don't limit ourselves to this. And I know a lot of resellers who do. I know a lot of resellers who would never even do this ever. Now, they shop more than they list. And that's what the point of what I'm trying to make on this video today is, that I've decided, and my husband in collaboration, we've decided that when I'm here down in this office trying to accomplish number one up here, sell 8,000 items so I can make 60K net on lower end items, If I did not have a 20-hour a week commute, for being gone, driving 6 hours away, driving all over Denver, stopping to see my mom and coming home, this would be a very valid thing for me. If I could just get up every day, run to the bins for about 5 or 6 hours, get some decent stuff that's going to sell fast, and then come home and list it that day, this would be very profitable. And there's, tens of thousands of people who make their living doing this. But for me, with my added drive time, when I'm home at night, like after 8 o'clock, but I'm not really home because I'm trying to list 8,571 items to make my nursing salary. And my shopping time is less because I'm only staying in Denver 2 to 2.5 days. And I'm grabbing all these $7 to $10 net items, which are great and they sell fast. But then when I'm here, I have so much work to do, so many listings to do. I have to not only do the listings for the days I'm home, but I have to, like I said, prepare for the 2 or 3 days that I'm gone. So we've decided to try this. We've decided to stay in Denver a little bit longer, maybe one more day per week, and see how close we can get to these bottom two. So let me show you, just for clarification, what a net profit item sells for. I'm not selling $7 items or $10 items very often, but let's take a look up here. So this is a pair of shoes that these are all sales from today or the last 2 days. Maybe one was from yesterday, but anyway, this is a Ms. Moose shoes. If you happen to have caught my shipping video before this one comes out, you'll see that I just sold these. I paid $6 for these. Now, this is eBay's, calculation. You can get to this by going to that little hyperlink. I don't want to scroll up because I don't want to show people's addresses. That's the only reason I won't just go show you. But when you go to your sales, go to all sales or all orders, ones that you've already shipped. Don't do this until you've shipped the item. Then this will be accurate. This will be accurate down here. So go to an item you shipped yesterday. And the way you get to it is go to the order details. It's on your list of orders. You can pull up all your orders for the last 90 days or 2 years, and there's a little hyperlink there. It's a real short number. Click on that. It will bring you to this page. I just don't want to go up to show you. There's the address. But anyway, I don't want to show you that. So this will pop up and it will tell you everything that you took in and everything that went out. So I sold the actual shoes for $36. Then the buyer paid $9.75, plus they paid sales tax. And this really wakes you up to the buyer's point of view. On an $8 item, they're still paying $1.50 in sales tax, plus they're paying shipping. So the total that I took in, or eBay took in, I didn't take it in, is $48.54. So that sounds like an amazing sale. And this one is where I want to be, right? So you come down here and the only thing missing from here is your cost of goods. eBay has done all the work for you except for your cost of goods. And then yes, I have another $1 for my virtual assistant. So in this case, I need to still deduct $7 from this $31.75. So let me do that now. Okay, so after my virtual assistant, which is $1, and then after my $6 I paid for the shoes, which I just showed in a haul video a few days ago, so you can see the markings on the bottom of the shoes, I literally made before taxes into my checkbook. Yes, I have a few other office expenses. Yes, I have some paper and some things, so that's what I'm saying is it takes forever for these sales to add up, guys. And that's my point, is that this does not even include paying my own personal taxes on this money. Plus I do have, just what? Expenses. Now, my cost of goods includes all of my travel. So when I say I paid $6 for something, that includes my travel expenses. If I say I paid $3 for an item, that is including my mileage, my hotels, everything. If you've seen my videos on that, you'll see that I do actually add that right into my cost of goods. My cost of goods at the bins would be $1, just like most people, but because of my commute and stuff, it's not. It's closer to $4 sometimes. So anyway, on this pair of shoes, eBay takes it right back out. So eBay collected $48.54. They send the sales tax in to wherever it goes, however they do that. Then they, this is the eBay fees, this $5.70. And then the shipping label only cost me $8.30. So my net is $24.75 other than office expenses, right? So in taxes. So that is good. That is very, very good. But look at what I had to sell the item for to get even near that $20 range. To get to $24, I had to sell a $36 item. Now, right now on eBay, I didn't pull it up. I should have. I can do it later, but I don't want all my personal login and stuff to show. But anyway, eBay shows my, what do you call it? My average sale price as $30. But that's this number down here, including the shipping label. So my average sale price is only $30. And some of that is going to go right back out to the shipping label down here. So my average actual sales price, this item subtotal right here, is probably closer to 20 or 22, depending on if it's a first class item or a priority item. So I am selling tons and tons and tons of $20 items, which, you know, do not net me what I need them to net me. So I have another example. So this is a good example. I could do this all day long. And then I could come back over here and be in between these two, sell between 3,000 to 4,000 of these things a year and reach my net profit goal, right? Because that one fit in. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now this one I picked up at the bins. They went first class. If you see my shipping video from today, you'll see that these jeans, they are jeans, but they're a size 4 and they're skinny jeans. So they shipped first class. And here you can see that, you know, I paid for the label first class. So I only paid $1 for these at the bins, maybe $1.25, you know, because they're on the heavier side of the first class. So that should be a good sale, $1.25 to $10. That should be great. But when eBay and I, you know, really started looking over these numbers, look at, now this is with no promotions either. This is not a promotion or a coupon. I think I have some of those to show you. Just wait to see what that does to it. So eBay took in and the customer paid $17.92. Here's the sales tax that went right back out. Here's the eBay fees, $2.29. That's actually pretty cheap. And then the shipping label money went back out. So look right here though, for me in my own personal situation, $7.86 minus, let's just say $1.50, just to make it, you know, make sure that I'm being accurate. So let's say I paid $1.50 for these jeans. Whoops, I gotta put the period in there. Minus 150. We're at 630. No, that's not right. That was $1. All right, let's try this again. We can all minus $1 in our head, right? Okay, we're at 636. And then I pay my VA. I'm assuming he did this one. Sometimes I do my own, but you know, let's just say that I paid him $1. So I am at $5.36. Now I would be willing to do that all day long. I mean, they sold fast. It doesn't matter, but I would have to sell like 10,000 items a year or more doing those $10 items. So again, I don't mind them. I think that $5 is $5. That's a lot of money and it adds up fast, but 9,000 items is 24 items every single day of the week for an entire year, 7 days a week, not just once in a while. Like this has to happen every single day of the year, 24 items plus all my shopping time to go find these. And I still have to drive just even to find these $7 and $10 net items. I'm still driving anyway. Okay, so there's that one. So let me see now here. I don't know what's under here. Okay, this is a decent sale. This I got at the at a Goodwill for $10. So I paid $10 on this one. So I paid up more, but it also sold for more. But what happened here, you can see it sold with a 25% off coupon, which is not that high of a coupon. You know, and I've been sending out tons of 25% coupons. I send offers at 25%. I have promoted listings. This one also sold via promoted listings. So here it sold for 80 and I was real happy with this sale, but we're going to see what happens. Then $14 shipping, $4.20 sales tax, and then the discount is the 20%. Now this isn't even the promoted listings. This is just the 25% off. So then the sales tax went right back out. The transaction fees are eBay fees. Then the shipping label, I made a little on the shipping. I kept what, almost $3 on the shipping, the difference in the shipping. Then the ad fee. So on a high priced item, now this sold overnight and it did sell via promoted. Now, would this guy have seen this without promoted? I do think he would have. So that was a mistake on my part. This is not a rare coat, but it's definitely got some rare keywords in there, and there's not that many in this brand. So I think that I could have saved $8. That would have really helped if I would have been paying attention and thinking, does this need promoted listings? So that's one other change I'm going to make. I am analyzing how fast will this item sell on its own? Do I really need to give eBay 10%? Could I maybe do 4%, something like that, just to get it to sell faster? But anyway, so here's my earnings on, a $79.99 sale. 45.02 minus my $10 plus my VA, so minus $11. So we're at $34. Now this still fits my criteria. This is still great. I think I would change a few things, try to get this $7 going into my pocket instead. I would rather get 40 on this transaction than, put $8 more almost in my pocket. But other than that, this also fits. And I am just here to tell you, this coat was no harder to find. It did not take some act or some miracle of God to find this item. I just walked in and there's plenty of items like this, especially in the winter. You can't even search through all the winter coats at the bins or all the winter coats at a ARC or a Goodwill. There are winter coats coming out of your ears, and it is just as easy almost to find this and to find this pair of shoes. No one was fighting me for this pair of shoes. They're really cute, but they were sitting there. These shoes had been out at the thrift for a while. No one was, grabbing them because there's some super unique thing about these shoes. So this pair of shoes, and I don't know how to get back to my window here. Here we go. Okay. And this coat took me no more time to find than this pair of Lucky Brand pants. So that's what I have realized, is that even if I can find this one day faster at the bins, like by bringing home all of these items, I just can't do it. I have to be here because of my situation. Not saying that you have to do this. I'm saying that in my situation, please know this is all for me. This is not about you. If you want to come along and look, that's great. But this is all about me figuring this out, right? This item and those shoes took no longer to find. So this is the only thing I'm going to bring home from now on. It's just all that I can do. And if I do go to Denver and I'm paying for hotels and it takes me 4 hotels a week just to stay that extra day for some reason, or if a blizzard hits and I get stuck with that, I paid $10 for this. I did pay more on this item. I paid $6, but I still netted so much more than paying $1.50 on this item. And it would take literally about, because this ended up down here, this one here on this pair of pants, to get to the same net, I would have had to buy almost 10 of these to get to the same net as on the jacket, right? Because we said my net on this would be right around $5, even a little bit less. So to get to $40, that would be $8, 8 of these. So let's say 8, let's not say 10. Let's be conservative and say I would have had to have found 8 of those. So $1.50 times 8 is $12 anyway. So I might as well spend $10 on the coat, and plus, not only would those pants right here have cost me to find 8 of them, it would have cost me $1.50 each at $12. But then I have to pay my VA $7 extra because he has 7 more items to list. So then I'm going up plus $7. Now I'm at $19, not to mention extra supplies, extra packing, my time to put them away and to launch the drafts. So I am literally, by picking up these items, I am losing $9. Okay, and I'll go through this again. I am losing $9 if I do 8 of these items versus, oh, sorry guys, I'm trying to wait for my, screen to move over, and I don't know how to do that when the Zoom screen is in the way. Anyway, I won't go back to the coat, but what did we say I netted on the coat? I should have written it down. Anyway, you can see what I'm trying. Okay, here I can go back to it. I think this is it. Okay, here's the coat. So we said 45.02 minus $11, 10 for the price of the coat minus 1 VA fee. You know, he charges me $1 an item. So 34.02 is my net. So I should have had this more clear, but I am literally doing this, like my husband and I are literally running these numbers for the last few weeks trying to figure this out. So 34.02 is my net on one coat, and my cost out was $11. Okay, so let's not do $40 on these pants. Let's say that I wanted to net, you know, 34.02 by picking up a lot of pants. So we said $5. Let me see, let me clear that out. So 34.02 divided by $5 is 6.80. So let's just say 6. I want to make this, you know, because this is a valid business model. I'm not saying this is not a valid model. I'm just saying for my situation. So let's say that you need 6 of these pair of pants to even halfway equal what I made on the coat. So $6 or 6 items, I'm sorry, 6 times $1.50, because that's bins prices, or that's definitely much lower than most garage sales or most thrift stores. But let's say, you know, that we got them for $1.50. So that is $9 out right there to go get enough just to make what I made on the coat. Then in my case, I pay a VA, or you would have to use your own time if you want to do, you know, 6 of these items in the same time that I did the coat. But in my case, this is all about me right now, right? I've got to spend $6 extra to pay my VA for, you know, listing these, plus more time. Plus I have 6 items to put away, keep track of, ship, all of that. But let's just do the money right now. I'm just trying to do the money. So that's $15. So to do 6 of these so that I can net what equals that coat is $15 out. And on the coat, I only put $11 out. That was with the VA and the price of the coat. So yes, I laid out $10 up front. Yes, I paid my VA $1 up front. And to be honest, I'm just being honest, these sold really fast. This pair of Lucky Pants, I mean, it was a month, but that's fine. The coat literally sold within 24 hours, literally. So did these shoes. So did these shoes. Okay. So that's, okay, let me go back here. I don't want to, okay, let me close that one. We're done with the shoes anyway. So let me go. I thought I had one more to show you. Okay, this is a good one too. Let's break down this one. This is a Hello Kitty Forever 21 collab. You can see that on the shipping video I just posted. And again, I'm not just questioning the price of the items. I'm questioning, should I have put this 25% coupon on there? How do I promote my other items that are older that didn't move and not have the 25% end up getting on this item? You know, you can try marking up this initial price, but a lot of people don't use my coupons. Like I have 25% coupons on almost everything I have right now. And a lot of people would buy this and not even think about using the coupon. They just don't bother. This did not sell with promoted. So let's break this one down. Now I paid $12 for this. So this one was not as good as the jacket or the shoes because see of this discount, it got caught in here. So anyway, the order earnings at the bottom are $27.81. Then I'm going to lose about $12. I think it was 12. I'm pretty sure it was. It wasn't any more than that. It was either that or less. So I'm going to go high. And so right now I'm at a net $15.81 minus the $1 for my VA. So I still netted $14.81 on that, with a $13 upfront cost for the price of the item plus my VA. On the pants, again, if we go back, you know, I'm netting $5. So at the least, I would need almost 3 of these to equal what I did on the jacket. Almost 3 of them. Actually 3 of them, because, you know, you're paying the VA $2 more than you would if you just had one item. So that's what I and my husband have been doing. We've been going through all of this. So on the Hello Kitty jacket, I almost netted 15. So if I can do even just that, and then let alone on the shoes and the jacket where I netted even more, if I can stay between these two, then I think I can manage this with just my current setup with my one virtual assistant. If something happens to him, you know, it would take a week to interview and find another one, but he's very good and he has kind of a company. So I don't think he's going anywhere. But you know, it does happen. People change their mind or go do other things. And so this is very, very, very doable for me. Definitely this. As far as the listing, I'm not talking about the shopping. The shopping is going to be why I have to study. That's why I'm going to make a series of study videos now, because to net 15 on every single item is not as easy as it sounds. You do have to go to more stores and take more time. But I did this almost last year. I almost sold, just short of a few of 1,000 items. I easily, with helping my mom for 8 months, I still sold this many items. So, but they just weren't all 15 net profit. I was listing stuff that she had given to me, stuff of hers before she moved, and it was all in this $6 and $7 net profit thing. So even though I worked really hard and helped her, I had this net profit, but I sold, 3,000 items. And so the numbers didn't add up to be 60K. That's the problem, right? And yes, I had a lot of high-end items. I mean, she had a lot of Duluth Trading canvas coats, and she had very nice stuff that she just gave to me, didn't want. She knew I was helping her. So I had a ton. I actually had a ton of these things too last year. It's not like I only sold $7 items, but I really fell more into here as an average. And so I'm going to delete these. I don't ever want to see these again. And, my husband and I have to be here just with our life and with what we're trying to do. So, I just wanted to make this video to let you know why I'm going to be studying so much. So how do you do this? It's easy to say, well, of course you want to be right here. So does everybody. No one wants to sell $5 items net profit if they can be here. But the way to be here is to study and to overstudy and to outstudy everybody else. So I've always known how to do it. I've always known how to look up comps, but the problem is I'm doing it while I'm in the thrift store. And there is not a problem with that, except that I am paying to be in Denver. I am literally paying hotels or at the very least food. Even when I go and I stay with my dad up there, when he has his friend there and we stay and I get the hotel free, and my son and I split the hotels a lot. And so even when my hotel cost is not that much, I'm still away from my home. I'm eating out more. I'm, trying to just, be at thrift stores 12 hours a day. I don't want to waste time packing a sandwich. I'm trying to just, get there and get those 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. when the ARCs close. I'm trying to be there the entire 12 hours, except for maybe running out to put some stuff in the car if I find some really high-end stuff so it doesn't get taken out of my cart. And then I, go get a drink, take just a second, and then I go right back in or I drive to the next ARC or whatever, or the next store. So to be in this, I'm not, saying much about myself, but I have been on eBay for many, many years. I've been on eBay almost 25 years. So I do have some brand knowledge. I have some, especially on hard goods and books, I have just a lot of knowledge just right here, but it's still, I just have not put in the study time on the clothing to be able to go and just pick up the shoes, pick up the jacket, and pick up the high-end stuff. And I'm going to have to push myself, because really, this is really where I'd like to be. I'd really like to be at the same listing goal that I am now, only up this net profit. And that's what my husband and I decided, is he can come with me. He can go, learn a few brands himself and go look through the thrift. And he walks the dog. He goes and checks into the hotel for us. He does, he washes the car. He does all this stuff while we're in Denver. So that I can just concentrate on this. So if we can put our time into this, then this is where we want to be. So anyway, guys, I hope that this makes sense. If you have any questions or anything that I could have explained better, please let me know. But I am going to shut this video down and upload it. And then I'm going to go right into my first study groups. Now I see Christopher and Banks and Torrid all day long. And my mom, kept an entire Christopher and Banks location in business because she loves Christopher and Banks so much. That was before she moved, and now there isn't one where she lives, and now she loves to thrift. But at the time, she just walked in and she'd pay $40 a jacket on these Christopher and Banks things. And I told her, Mom, what size do you want? I'll send you in any color, any embroidery, anything you want. For $4, I will send you all the Christopher and Banks jackets you want. But she was a fan of their store and she enjoyed going. And there's many, many, many people out there like that. So she now is dressing different. She is at a different job and she has a bunch of other stores that, aren't Christopher and Banks. So she doesn't necessarily want all that clothing anymore as she changes sizes and everything else. So what should I do with that? So that is my question. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with the Christopher and Banks, and then we're gonna do Torrid today too. We're gonna look at Torrid. I see Torrid all the time, and I've sold a really high-end Torrid dress. Actually, not one high-end, one very high-end, or $117, I want to say it was, something like that. And then I just sold like a $40 one in the last week and a half. So Torrid definitely has some potential. I just want to dumb down or narrow down on the Torrid so that I can get through the store faster. So I'm going to take about 30 to 40 minutes and we'll go through Christopher and Banks really fast. I'm sure you know the conclusion I'm going to come to on that, and then we'll do Torrid. So I hope to see you in that video, guys. I hope this makes sense to you. Maybe you can do something similar for yourself. You don't have to share what your numbers are, but what do you really want to net, or what do you need to net? And then what price are you willing to pay? Are you willing to shop longer? I think it's going to be the same amount of time. I guess I should make that point too. I don't think I'm going to be working any less, at least not until I get very fast and very good at these two, like just picking them up, knowing which stores have them. I do want to eliminate a lot of places that I'm shopping too, like in Denver. I don't want to keep going to the same thrifts that just don't bring out enough. So I'm starting to map out, like on sheets of paper, the name and the address of the ARC. And then I'm just trying to document, was this good? And I don't want to give up on a store after just one day because the manager could change, or maybe that was a bad shopping day that day. But I do want to just focus in on like 50 stores between here and Denver and back that I can walk into, and 99% of the time I'm able to find these items, even if I have to pay up. So that's my goal. All right, guys, I'm going to figure out, okay, stop sharing. Let me stop sharing first. I got to figure this out. I'm on Zoom, and I do Zoom a lot, but I don't share my screen or anything. Okay, and then I'm going to stop recording and hope that I did this right. We'll see you guys in a few, back with the other video. Bye-bye.